3 days after launch, the most powerful AI on Earth got shut off. Claude Fable 5 gone for everyone. But right before that, Anthropic did something almost nobody noticed. They published the exact prompts that make Fable behave the way it does, the official guide, for free. So I took those prompts, put them into a free model, and I am going to show you exactly what carries over, what doesn't, and the one part where the free model lied straight to my face. By the end, you will have the whole thing as one file. You can paste into any model. Let's get into it. Quick promise, so you know it's worth your time. By the end of this, you will have one file. It's free, and it makes every model you already own behave a lot more like Fable did. It plans, decides, and reports like something far more expensive than any AI model. These are Anthropic's own 7 instructions, which I pulled from their official guide and restructured it so they work in any AI model. But I'm not going to oversell it, because some of those magic prompt videos out there overpromise really hard. So be careful how you understand this and what the real win actually is. Because when I push this, it broke in a way that really matters, and you need to see it. But first, 30 seconds on why Fable is even gone, because that is what makes all this public. Anthropic launched Fable 5 on June 9th. 3 days later, the US government hit them with an order to shut it off for everyone, including their own staff. The reason they gave was national security. They said someone found a jailbreak. Anthropic said it's a small issue and that the same flaw already exists in GPT 5.5, which is still online. So the best coding model on the planet got switched off 3 days after launch, right before the company's $350 billion IPO. It's gone. But here's the part that matters for you, because the instructions that made Fable special are still sitting right there in public. Let me show you. This is Anthropic's official prompting guide for Claude Fable 5. It's right there on their developer docs, and most people never read it because it looks like dry technical documentation. Hidden inside are these short instructions they use to guide the model, each one fixing a bad habit that every model, free or paid, tends to have. I pulled out the 7 that make the biggest difference for a regular AI model. I rewrote and structured those 7 so they fit any AI model, and put them into a single file. That's what I am calling the Fable model, your free playbook. One file, any model. But before the 7 instructions, one idea you have to get straight, or you will waste your time like most people do. Making a model think like Fable does not mean making it as smart as Fable. Those are two different things, and mixing them up is exactly why those matching prompt videos out there overpromise. Every model has 2 layers. The first layer is capability, raw horsepower, how well it reasons. That's built in when the model is trained, and no prompt on Earth changes it. The second layer is behavior, how it uses whatever it has, whether it rushes, whether it hides the answer, or whether it makes things up. And behavior is almost entirely controlled by instructions. That's the layer you can copy. So the honest version is this: you cannot borrow Fable's brain power, the reasoning part, but you can copy its habits, and those habits are what you will notice most when using these 7 instructions with any AI model. And every one of those habits comes straight from Anthropic. Here are all 7. 1. Act when you have enough to act. Free models often avoid making a decision and hand you 10 options instead. Anthropic's line is literally, when you have enough information to act, act. Give a recommendation, not a list. 2. Lead with the outcome. Anthropic says the first sentence should answer, "What happened?" or "What did you find?" The bottom line first. This one change alone makes a free model feel 10 times more senior because you stop searching for the answer. 3. Keep it simple. At high effort, The model overbuilds and adds cleanup you never asked for. The fix is short. Do the simplest thing that works well. 4. Ground every claim. This is my favorite, and it's the one that builds trust. Anthropic tells the model to check each claim against real evidence, and their words only report work you can point to evidence for. If it's not verified, say so. This is the anti making things up rule, and you will watch it in the demo in a minute. 5. Stop only at real boundaries. Free models either never stop or they stop constantly to ask permission. Anthropic's fix. Pause for the user only when the work genuinely requires them, something you cannot undo, or a real change in what you ask for. Everything else, keep moving. 6. Assess. Don't add without being asked. When you are just asking a question, you don't want the model to go off and rewrite everything. Anthropic's line is when the user is asking a question, the deliverable is your assessment. Report what you found and stop. 7. Give the reason, not just the request. This is the one that does the most work, and it's on you. Anthropic found that the model does better when it knows why. So instead of giving a command, you say, I'm working on this for this person. They need this outcome. So here is my request. When the model knows the goal, it makes smarter choices at every step. Put those 7 instructions into one file, and that's the Fable model. Honestly, if this already feels more useful than most paid prompt courses you have taken, a like and subscribe really help me keep making, testing, and improving this for free. Okay, does it actually work? Let me prove it. Same prompt, with and without the file. Same task, twice. Once with nothing, once with the Fable Model Playbook pasted in first. Let's test it. I will ask the free model the same question twice. First with nothing, then with the Fable model file added. And here's the prompt I am using both times. First, the free model on its own, no file. I just tell it where I am at and ask how is it going. And look at this answer. It says I have made solid, steady progress. Then it takes my failing test, the thing that's actually broken, and calls it a good thing. It says a failing test is helpful. Then it gives me a huge list of tips I never asked for. So it sounds nice and positive, but the one thing needs to know that something is broken is hidden in the middle. It sounds great and says almost nothing useful. Watch the playing model. It opens with how great the progress is, hides the failed test halfway down, and makes the whole thing sound basically finished. A manager reading this thinks it's almost done. It's not. Now with the file. Now I add the Fable model file and I ask the exact same question. Look at the very first line. It says the login feature is not fully working. One test is failing and stopping it. That's it. It tells me the truth right away. It gives me the facts, endpoint added, one test failing, not deployed, and then asks for the one thing it needs to help me fix it. No fluff, no long list, just a clear, honest answer. Same model, same question. The only thing I changed is the file. First line, the work is not complete. It leads with the bad news, names the failing test, and flags the deploy as still pending. Same model, same prompt. The only difference is the file, and it went from a fluffy report to an honest one. That's pattern 4. Grant every claim doing exactly what Anthropic said it would. Now here is the part I really want you to see, because this is what makes it last, so pay attention. You don't have to add the file every single time. Most AI tools have a place where you can save instructions for good. In Gemini, you go to Settings, then Personal Context, then your instructions for Gemini. One small thing here. That box has a size limit, so the full file wouldn't fit. That's why I also made a short version of it. Same 7 habits, just smaller, so you can paste it there. But you will get both versions in the free pack. Paste the short version here in Gemini, hit submit, and from now on, every new chat acts like this on its own. You set it once and you're done. For ChatGPT or Claude, there is more space, so you can use the full file there. And if it ever folds it too strongly, you can just turn it off in the same place. So the behavior side is real. The way it talks and thinks really does change, and by more than I expected. But there is a hard limit that prompting alone cannot fix, and it's the part most tutorials out there never show you. As soon as I push on capability instead of behavior, the whole thing cracked. I told it to act on its own, just like Fable, and then the free model with the Fable instructions faked the entire thing. It invented a project, made up test results, imagined a bug. None of that happened. It doesn't run code. It doesn't have access to a computer. It cannot actually deploy anything. And that's the moment it's click. Telling it to act did not give any real power. It just made it sound more confident while it made things up more convincingly. And that's the lesson. And it's the honest one. A prompt can copy behavior. It cannot give a model capability, real judgment, actually doing things on its own, real tool use. Those live inside the model and the real tools around it, not inside your prompt. That's what you are actually paying Fable for. So here is the truth. You can absolutely make any model behave like Fable. The 7 habits transfer for free, and they will make your cheap or free AI model communicate, decide, and report like Fable. What you cannot do is paste in capability, raw reasoning, real autonomy, real tool use. So use the Fable Model Playbook to upgrade behavior in any AI model and reach for a real top-tier model when the task needs true judgment or real action. Know what problem you are actually solving, and you will stop overpaying for the easy half and underpowering the hard half. 3 ways to use it. Pick whatever fits. 1. Paste the whole file in at the start of a chat. Works everywhere. 2. Make it permanent. Drop it into your project rules, a custom GPT, or the system prompt, and it loads every session. 3. If you are more technical, save it as a skill or a startup hook so it loads itself. No code, no terminal. That's the whole point of this version. Now, I pack all of this into a free Kickstart pack inside our community, the Master in AI, the playbook, the user guide, and the file itself. It's the same 7 Anthropic patterns, grab and structure for you as a ready-to-paste MD file you drop straight into any AI model. Done for you. Joining is completely free. Go and grab the Fable Model Playbook and more resources there. Link is in the description. And if you want more videos like this, real research, no hype, hit like and subscribe. That's what keeps this channel going. And it's what lets me keep digging into the docs and testing this stuff so you don't have to. And if you are technical and want to go deeper, there is a heavier version. You mine your own past chats and build a playbook from how the best model behave on your projects. That deep dive will come later, if there is enough interest from people who want a more technical breakdown. So drop the word CLI in the comments, and if I see enough demand, I will make it. Quick recap. You cannot get Fable back, but you can copy its habits straight from Anthropic's own guide. Add when ready. Lead with the outcome. Keep it simple. Ground every claim. Stop at real boundaries. Assess before acting, and give the reason. What you cannot do is paste in capability, raw reasoning, real autonomy, real tool use. So use the Fable Model Playbook to upgrade behavior in any AI model and reach for a real top-tier model when the task needs true judgment or real action. Behavior copies for free. Capability you still pay for, and it's a free file, you paste it once, that's hard to beat. And hey, if all this Fable drama has you wondering, am I already too far behind to get into AI? Watch this video next. It will help you to understand where you actually stand with AI. See you there!